Hi everyone, and thanks for checking out my channel. I'm back with some checking on the markets midweek and see how we go, see what kind of plan we could set going ahead and what could be interesting to trade. So starting with WTI crude oil, so major breakthrough over the past few days, and we've seen that we've taken the 53 dollars level. So I was watching that level to actually potentially open short, but of course wasn't anything interesting. Got a really clean break at that point, strong momentum that did continue for the next 2 days, and now we are starting to break through the trend line we had, the divergent trend on the daily. So very powerful move. I think at this point, of course, I wouldn't buy. It's a kind of risky and very speculative, but potentially on a pullback here, you'll be looking at some entry, a long entry, even that's not my kind of favorite trades, but yeah, definitely bullish. I wouldn't attempt to short this yet, except if I can get some significant signal on the 1 hour, potentially the 4 hours, but for now it is very bullish. As you can see, we have a bit of margin of the 4 hours trend line has been causing problems in the past in terms of the momentum that could pull back there, but again, no anticipation, because this is definitely a strong move to the upside, and there's no point trying to trade against it. Natural gas is a little bit different because we got some significant cool off over the past few hours. Something I was since yesterday, and that's a really big move to the upside that did stop on 3. We got actually at that stage a lack of signal to enter short, powerful momentum here, but still we got a really strong pullback, move back down to where we got that huge candle to the upside, and now we're having some sort of a head and shoulder pattern that's definitely not really looking good, as it's breaking down right now. So I'm not interested in buying. Don't have any signal here. As you can see, the RSI is still pushing pushing down, so I'm not expecting any changes. Of course, similar to this, without signal you can still pull back and move back again, but still we're having that large gap at 2.56, the other one 2.44, and of course we're still having the open one that is very far in the past now, but still here and not closed at 2.12. So there's a really big move to the downside. What I would like to see ideally would be another move to the upside and make some double top with some break and strong rejection here. We could see a really nice divergence somewhere there at 75 on the 4 hours. That would be a nice signal, but just right now I don't feel comfortable shorting this. Don't feel comfortable, of course, buying it either, so just staying on the sideline on the natural gas as well. Looking at silver, of course, there's been a lot of action on silver. We got that massive gap to the upside with the fear of some short squeeze that could be triggered. That fell short quite nicely, just under 30. Many got caught on that strong pullback, me included. I thought I would buy it back for some continuation, and we've seen that continuation of the drop here. Now I think we could have some signal here, and a buy signal on silver. As you can see, the RSI trend line on the, I think that's the 4 hours, if I'm correct. Yes, it is. Made another touch here, and we are sitting above the 50 and 200 MA on the 4 hours, and a solid support as well. I mean, it was the previous support that got broken, retested, and back before the move to 30. So I think there's a high chance we could actually get some sort of a bottom here at 26.7, somewhere there. So I did enter long at 27, and we see how we go. If we look actually on the daily, we still don't have any sign that is an actual proper retracement. There could still be consolidation under 30, and we could have another attempt in the coming days to that level, despite, of course, the fail attempt, the first one. I could do something like this, might not break through straight, but do some consolidation. And I'm clearly interested by this, because that 30 level, if it does actually break, will trigger a massive move to the upside. So anyway, let's see. I've got entry here, and we'll see how we go. I will not insist to we actually break lower than 26 and look for another entry point. Should that be the case? We're having a solid trend line that's running currently just above 25. I think we should be fine with this. Now looking at copper, Copper potentially also finding some bottom here. We had that support trend line that got broken and then entering some sort of a falling wedge with a bottom at 350. So I'm attempted also a long entry here. It's a bit anticipation. We're having a nice divergence on the 4 hours that we can see here. Capitulation drop on 350. So another attempt, I think, at 360 is extremely likely, but is it going to break and then retest the above 370? Then yeah, that's another question. But should that be the case, that would be the target 370. And of course, if we go a little bit bigger picture here, the next level that we would have in mind, of course, the $4. That's a very psychological level as well. But honestly, that kind of configuration, accumulation and not breaking some major support is still, I think, a good sign. We're still having that divergence that's on the daily here, but you can argue that's been pretty much cleared up by that move back down to 350. So yeah, let's see. Of course, if it does actually break lower, then cannot remember where I did put stop loss, but not too far away. I think 338 under that trend line. Would not insist on this either. Looking at nickel, some potential, but potentially a little bit less than copper and silver. It's still a bit struggling above that 17,560. But a reason why I did open long here as well is I've got a first divergence here, and that line is kind of respected somehow. It's not perfectly respected, but sort of. And that gives us some indication that's definitely struggling to break to the downside. So it could actually go down 17,500. It's very much possible before we would actually move to the upside and make another attempt to break the 18,400. So finally looking at coffee. I think coffee has been moving inside the range for quite some time, as we can see here. It's been since November last year that we're moving in that ascending channel. That's been very painful from 115 and consolidating to 128, dropping back again, and now we are tightening the Bollinger Bands, so that could actually be the breakthrough soon. Also, we're still having that divergence that's actually capping any attempt. It could actually potentially push the price down to 120, so I'm still on the sideline waiting for some proper signal to buy and get in. That trend line is tempting if we drop to 121, of course, or if we break above 126, but a little bit difficult to read. But technically, if we look at this, we're still having that really big cup handle pattern with some nice accumulation under 135, and in that 130, 135 range. So should we manage to break that 135 level, then it is all going to the upside quite powerfully. So let's see. But I'm still waiting. Don't want to enter and get caught. Still having that gap at 110 that cannot be excluded. So be extremely careful, of course, with that. So yeah, that's all for today. Hopefully that will help. If you're interested, of course, following me on WhatsApp. I'm posting my trades when I don't have time to do videos, and at the moment I'm quite busy. That's the place where I'm sharing the trades I take. I'm not trading a lot at the moment, mainly watching at 4 hours daily charts, and that's actually selecting well the best trades versus the useless ones. So yeah, I hope you like that video. Speak to you soon. Cheers, bye.